Every one of us loves animals, right? Some of them bring joy in our lives and support us in hard times without even knowing, and some of them make us cry because of their cuteness. But do you know what could be cuter than animals? They're babies. Charming, soft, and so different. So, prepare for cuteness overload. You're going to see 10 of the cutest baby animals. And if you're here because of the thumbnail, don't worry, we didn't clickbait you. You're going to see baby piglets and baby deer. Number 10. Hippos. Hippos can be dangerous when they are adults and cause great damage. But as dangerous they can be, as cute they are when newborn. Female hippos isolate themselves to give birth and return within 10 to 15 days. Their babies are born underwater, so the first challenge of a newborn is to dive up and take the first breath. A mother typically gives birth to only one calf, although twins can also occur. The young often rest on their mother's back when the water is too deep for them, and they swim underwater to suckle. Mother hippos are also very protective of their young and may keep others at distance. Sometimes the calves are left in a kind of nursery, which are guarded by one or a few adults. It takes up to a year till they can live on their own, and after 5 to 6 years they reach maturity and have a gestation period of 8 months. Number 9. Elephants. With a gestation of around 2 years, elephants have the longest gestation period of all mammals living on land. But after these 2 years, they are born with an average of 85 cm, which is 33 inches, and 120 kg, which is 260 pounds. Typically, only a single young is born and are precocial, which means they can quickly stand and walk on their own. But look how clumsy they can be before that time. Similar to the hippos, elephants do alloparent, where a calf is cared for by someone other than its mother. When a predator is near, the family group gathers together with the calves in the center. And look how trustful they can be towards humans. Isn't it adorable? They just love to be petted by us. Number 8. Pandas. The giant panda, also known as the panda bear, is native to south-central China. The species is threatened to extinction, but organizations try to speed up the reproduction process and give them a safe territory. Between March and May, they tend to mate, and after 95 to 160 days, 1 or 2 babies are born. Usually only one survives in the wild. The mother will select the stronger one of the cubs and the weaker cub will die due to starvation. She is thought to be unable to produce enough milk for 2 cubs, since she does not store fat. When the baby is first born, it is pink, blind and toothless, weighing 90 to 130 grams. These proportions are the smallest of any placental mammal. They are so cute and lovely to watch. They love to play with their parents and sometimes need help when climbing too high. And, as cute as they might be, they sometimes can scare their parents with a little sneeze. Watch this. Number 7. Deer. When you hear baby deer, you're probably thinking about Bambi, the little left-handed deer child that everyone loved to watch as a child. After the gestation period of up to 10 months, most fawns are born with their fur covered with white spots. In the first 20 minutes of a fawn's life, the baby begins to take its first steps. Its mother often leaves to gaze and the fawn does not like to be left behind. Sometimes its mother must gently push it down with her food. After 1 week of staying hidden in the grass, it is strong enough to walk with its mother. They stay together for about 1 year. A male usually never sees his mother again, whereas females sometimes come back with their own fawns and form small herds. Number 6. Kangaroos. Kangaroo babies are one of the cutest jumping little animals in the world. They are quite fast and hard to catch. Well, never tried it, but I guess so. When born it is blind, hairless and only a few centimeters long. After breaking out of the eggshell, the baby tries to climb into the pouch of its mother. This can take up to 5 minutes because its hind legs are not developed enough, so they use their forelegs, which looks a bit funny. They love playing and jumping around, and when treated well, they are really tame and you can cuddle and pet them. The baby is raised in the pouch, and after about 240 days it leaves the pouch for the last time and goes on its own discovery. With some predators around them, they live an average of 6 years in the wild. Number 5. Shunks. Shunks. Why shunks, you might think now? We all know that shunks are notorious for their anal scant glands, which they can use as a defensive weapon. So, if you want to stay safe, you should definitely stay far away from them, maybe watching them with a binocular. But give the shunks a try. Have a look at them when they are babies. They just look like innocent and cute animals you shouldn't be afraid of. Having them as a pet would mean you could play a lot with them because they love it. And as fun as this sounds, always be careful about their best defense. In their young years, they already practice their spraying techniques as a natural reflex. Number 4. Polar bears. Polar bears are one of the most impressive bears in the world. Their powerful appearance impresses many people, but not many humans have seen them live in the wild. Even less have seen newborn babies. Normally, the cubs are born between November and February, blind, covered with a light down fur, and weighing less than 0.9 kg, which is about 2 pounds. The family remains in the den until mid-February to mid-April, which is when newborn babies are seen so less. The only chance you can get is in a zoo or if you are unafraid of death and run into their den to spot them. But as cute as they are as babies, would you risk so much for 5 seconds of joy? Polar bear babies love to play, and when they are allowed to leave their home, they spend a lot of time playing and fighting with their sibling or parents. Number 3. Hedgedogs. Going right to the opposite, to one of the most dangerous animals to one of the least dangerous. Hedgedogs can only be a danger if you want to touch them or sit in a place where you shouldn't. With a short gestation period of up to 60 days, hedgedogs are born in litters of 3 to 6 babies. As babies, they are even less dangerous to humans. You can actually hold them in your hands because the spines are not developed enough to hurt us. With their sensitive pointed nose, they explore their surroundings and track small insects, snails, lizards and ground nesting birds. Number 2. Piglets. Good news. Piglets are one of the cutest species of their kind, which do not look like some of the animals in their ancestry line. And you can actually have them as a pet. Aren't these good news? They are born with their bright pink color, and with their snouts they start to explore their surroundings. After having enough of their mother's milk, they are very open to new food variations, and they just love any food they get as long as they can eat it and it tastes good. Piglets are very playful animals, which love to play with their kind and also with other species like us humans. They actually love it to be petted and getting cleaned with water. They enjoy it so much that it looks like they are smiling and never want it to stop. And I guess they only like warm water like most of us, so make sure to not use cold water. Number 1. Snakes. Snakes can be cute, and I prove to you why. Of course, they are a dangerous species and you should not play or work with them if you don't know what you are doing. But if you know which snake cannot harm you and inject deadly poison in your body, then you're good. Some snakes will keep their eggs until they are ready to hatch, and when born, they break out of their eggs and are really greasy. They cannot move around too much and have to orientate where they are. As soon as they are a bit older, they look cuter and start to develop their natural reflexes. By that time, you should be a bit more careful, but as you can see, these little snakes just look adorable and makes me want to pet them and have them around my shoulder. What is your favorite animal out of these 10? Is it the panda? Maybe the deer? Or rather the undangerous hedgehog? Which one are you going to add to your family? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to our channel If you would like more of these videos,